you'll be able to take those vicious chops you were talking about before to the chest much better.
That's my favorite things of all time.
Now, I know you're a bouncer. We talked about this in prior weeks. In a scuffle, in a particularly tenuous situation in the doorway with someone who's getting let out of control, did anyone resort to the knife edge chop?
I think that our management just immediately outlawed that because it's that when you chop somebody, I mean that's right below using a handgun.
Right. The danger element of it.
Yeah, it's just like firearm, knife edge chop.
In the ring, and we'll get to the bunkhouse stampede in a minute, but in the ring, the chop has been a part of professional wrestling, certainly as far as I watched it, and certainly before me, and even today. You watch wrestling, the contemporary product, you see the chop.
Yeah, Jericho and Daniels had that match that they had on AEW was like I lost. I've never understood. I just don't get it. I lost count.
Well, and the trading of the chop also, right?
Yeah, because it's why is it? I give you one, you sell it, you give me one. I back like why isn't it like when you get somebody on the ropes and you throw a combo, like you throw a 7 chop combo? Is there such a thing? Has anybody ever done, I used to like when the Dragon would Ricky the Steamboat, the Dragon would send him off and he would like drop to one knee and do like a Steven Seagal-ish like chop, almost like sometimes like a double, like come at the guy with this,
Would you sell that if you were in the ring and you got the Steamboat double chop? Are you going down? Are you buckling?
Depends on where. I mean, early in my career, and I'm a Jay Brown, and he's fucking Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah, if I don't sell it, I might as well. I'll be back at the bar, but not getting any. So I just think that it's just God. It's just I watched the other night. It was Gargano and Kurt Angle, whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Oh, the new Kurt Angle.
Yeah, the new Kurt Angle. Yeah, Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Gable. Yeah, but so Gable hit him with a flipper, and Gargano registered it. Then he chopped him, and he took an ass bump into the corner. So obviously, this is what I have to say. I'm a 63-year-old. I'm tired.
You've been tired since 42.
I'm still fucking tired, even though I won a championship when I was 59. But I'm still tired.
Was that Detroit's own big-time wrestling world heavyweight championship?
Well, it was that's what I grew up with big-time wrestling, but it was Steve Perkins that runs basically out of the Northeast. So,
it's here. Okay. I thought maybe they kept big-time wrestling in Detroit as an homage to.
There's a picture. I actually have a picture of the night I won the belt. Their belt it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous belt. And I always said I said that if I'm going to tell my story, people say, "What was your first match?" And I can say, "Well, my first match was live on Night of the Champions in Asheville, North Carolina." I said, we went over. And then the last match I ever had was I won the Big Time Wrestling, which was my childhood promotion. I won their championship belt at age 59.
Did you go over Furpo?
Huh?
Did you go over Furpo?
Furpo with a fucking Boba Brazil run-in.
Did you finish it with a chop? What was the finisher?
No, I ducked the Wahoo chop, ducked the double kangaroo drop kick, and hit Flex Armstrong with a fucking powerbomb.
But you were gonna say,
Oh, I was going to say that. So here I am at 63 years old. So I'm going to put out a challenge to anybody in the wrestling business that you can chop me. We'll do this we'll do a Kliq live event, and this will be the main event of the night. And I'll take my shirt off, and you can chop me, and then in my rebuttal is I get to take my right elbow and hit you anywhere in your face I want to, anywhere in your head. I can put it in your temple. I can crush your orbital socket. I can bust your fucking mandible. I can pulverize your nose. I can do whatever I want to with it. Because obviously, what you're hitting me with when you make that decision to throw that chop is much more effective than something and especially even a flipper to the side of somebody's head, which doesn't leave a mark, which you could do as a work or shoot. But see, the chop does leave after time. But the thing is, the hands will be inspected. There'll be no slipping a little fucking sliver of a blade. And let's just put it. I mean, I don't know. I'm a science-based guy.
If the chop goes first, you might not be able to return the blow.
As I'm saying, so that I'm giving that to them. Like they get to chop me first, and everybody knows it's below the collar, below the collarbone, above the nipple is the chop zone.
Mm-hmm.
So none of this nipple chopping bullshit or trying to karate chop me in the fucking neck. No, that's not what you do on TV. So come on, let's see if we can get somebody to fucking just lay it in it, and I'll return. I'll lay my crusty old fucking 63-year-old body. As tired as I am, I'll try to fucking muster something, and I'll take this bony elbow right here, and I'll stick this son of a bitch probably like right in here somewhere.
Is realism a consideration in wrestling any longer? I mean, everybody knows that it's predetermined now. Everybody knows that nobody really hates each other, and if they're doing it right, they should be taking care of each other. So is the realism of the moveset even a consideration anymore? Or is it just the spectacle of how loud that chop was, or how high he can get on that frog splash? Should we even be considering whether a chop would stop somebody in their tracks?
See, the frog splash to me is just like, I've taken a frog splash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the guy doesn't take care of you, let Randy Savage drop that elbow off the top rope onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he used you to fucking break his fall. That motherfucker, like that. I mean, it was like fucking the bump Post Malone took the other night. Fucking, do you guys see anybody?
No,
see that?
What happened?
Oh fuck! I guess they didn't have the stage set up right, and he was on stage. He took a bump. He broke a couple ribs and put one of his ribs fucking through his lung.
His lung. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But I don't mean to imply that a frog splash couldn't hurt you if done wrong. But I'm saying is the spectacle of the move, does that trump the believability of it? Like the chop, a nice loud pop of a chop. Wow, did you hear that echo through the arena? Is that enough?
I mean, to me, it's like a chop is like when you used to like go to the hotel room and buy Spanktravision, and the girl would be giving a blowjob to the guy, but there'd be a plant in between her mouth and his cock.
Oh.
You know?
So they block the penetration.
Yeah, they didn't show. Or you go to Japan and they'd have a big black fucking block on the fucking broad's puss. You know? You'd be, oh, that's fucking great.
Let
me just go ahead and take one home and this motherfucker.
I'm going to say that this is the first time, and Meltzer, you could tell me if I'm wrong, that in the discussion of the chop and a move set, if that comparison has ever been brought up before. I'm going to say this is the first. Spank vision, the plant obstructing the penile penetration of the mouth, and then the block obstruction of the Japanese puss.
Yes.
I don't see why not. I mean, that's what we're here for, I guess, to give people a different perspective. But so
that's my perspective.
So when you were in the ring, okay, so you're working. You talked about when you were first starting out. Of course, you got to do what you've got to do when you're starting out, and you got to follow the rules. Now you're established. You're calling matches. You're working with younger guys. If something was soft, and we touched on this last week when we were talking about punches. If something's soft, you're obviously not going to sell it. And you're going to do what to communicate to your opponent that, like, don't fucking use the chop?
Cut him off. Well, see, Rick would chop me, but Rick would always follow it with a chop punch. So the chop could fucking give him a chance to fire his punch. So but they're not doing that. It wasn't like we were in the middle of the ring exchanging chops. You know, there's a psychology to why it would work. Like you could turn and you could turn into it, you know, and somebody would chop you, and it might be enough to just stagger you, especially if it's like you're in a cage match or something like that, and you guys you've already, you know, hit the cage. You're both in cell, not register mode, but cell mode. So anything is going to affect you because you're teetering on taking the bump anyway. So you can sell that, but he's got to follow it because I'm not going to chop him back. I would like to. I might have chopped once or twice in Japan. I'd love for somebody to find footage of me chopping somebody. If it wasn't a rib, if it's not me fucking doing it and looking at Scott and laughing, if it's not a fucking rib, because Scott would do Scott would chop people, but he'd do it because he would just blister the fuck out of you. He did it because.
But after an exchange, you're at center ring. A chop is thrown. You receive it. You throw back a chop. There'd be no third, fourth, and fifth chop, right? Eventually, you'd knee to the gut.
Somebody's going to
forearm over the back of the head, right? I mean, the exchange of the no-soul chop.
The person is looking where he's going to put the next blow. So you look at his eyes, and his eyes are glaring at your chest as he makes this. Why wouldn't you just take your thumb and just boop? Here's a little something. And you'll sell that in your eye for a minute.
Right.
You know.
What were some other notoriously, I'm just thinking here, some other notoriously unbelievable or non-believable moves in what we are supposed to accept is a fight? The suplex, maybe. The suplex? I don't think you'd be suplexing anyone at the bar, right?
No, because your ass would have to land on the fucking concrete.
Right. You might grab someone from behind and toss them out like a German suplex kind of thing, but certainly not the standing suplex. The standing suplex, when you remove yourself...
If you German suplex... Who was talking? I was watching somebody the other day, and they were talking about injuries in wrestling. It was one of the boys. I think it was on a podcast. I don't know who, but I remember him saying that they brought up the fact that nobody got hurt until the German, like people like nobody ever broke their neck when I first broke it. But then all of a sudden, man, that German suplex came in. Whew.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's done significantly more damage than,
oh my God,
than the other moves.
Right? I mean, it's just, yeah.
Pile driver.
Pile driver's another one that's
a rough one.
I mean, that almost paralyzed Steve.
Right. The key to keeping someone safe, pile driver, is what? Is the responsibility? The responsibility is on your end, right? You're holding.
Yeah, I've never given one.
Okay.
I've never given. It's like I never. I don't take backdrops. I don't give backdrops.
Right.
Because to me, if it's almost like there's certain things you have to do in order to fucking have a pro wrestling match, like running the ropes is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But to to blind somebody when they're on the ropes and then send them off, and then that person hits the other ropes and comes off blind. Why you can just grab the other ropes,
Stop
you know?
yourself.
Yeah, like you can grab the ropes at any time. You know, it's like it's 20 feet. It's a step for me. It was like a step and a half. So it's like I don't know.